I wasn't too concerned. I was fine. Maybe a little tweak, but nothing crazy. That's what Jaylen Brown had to say about the injury he sustained to his hamstring that took him out of one of the Celtics' final preseason games and has his status for this Boston season opener against Philadelphia up in the air. We're going to break down the latest Jaylen Brown injury updates and more on today's show. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. This is why you subscribe to Celtics Today. When we hear Celtics news, we are going to make a video, whether it's an injury update, whether it's roster moves, whether it's a trade going down. You know we're bringing you a video. We might even go live if it's real big news. Also, speaking of going live, we'll be live on Wednesday for the first game of the season. Celtics, Sixers, a watch party right here on the channel. So subscribe and turn notifications on as we are almost at our next milestone of 54,000 subscribers here on the channel. Could we get to 54K by the opening night stream? That would be insane. Need 160 diehard green teamers to go down below and hit that subscribe button for free Celtics content every single day. Alrighty, so Jay King came in with this, saying Jaylen Brown went through all of practice today, according to Joe Mazzulla. That is fantastic news because hammy injuries, they are peculiar, that's for sure. He said that's probably a good sign for him and his availability in Wednesday's opener against the Sixers. Now, Jaylen Brown himself from Jay King said this, though. He said, as of now, he feels great, but it'll take it one day at a time regarding his availability for Wednesday. He came with the quotes, "We'll see." I don't love "we'll see," to be quite honest with you guys. I need Jaylen Brown to be like, yep, I'm ready to go. Can't wait to take the reins and just get this season underway. He is definitely leaving a little bit of, uncertainty about his status for this opener. And it makes sense, right? He's had hamstring injuries in the past, dating back to 2021. I mean, the only season where he's missed real extended regular season time due to an injury was because of his hammy back in 2021. Missed 8 games on the original injury, then ended up re-aggravating it and missing 5 more. So I understand wanting to take major precaution here with Jaylen Brown, but I'll tell you what, guys. If Jaylen Brown cannot go in this ball game, then the Celtics are screwed. Like, that is your all-NBA level talent. That is your bona fide 25-plus per game scorer guy. Also, your best wing defender as well. Like so many elements of what the Boston Celtics want to do and do great are washed away without Jaylen Brown in the lineup. We're already missing Jason Tatum this upcoming season. We cannot go without the other guy who is built for an all-NBA campaign. But at the same time, I also want to be a little cautious with it as well. If we can't lose him for an extended period of time, if he's got to miss the opener, then he's got to miss the opener. Definitely want him to be ready to go for that game on Friday against the New York Knicks. Speaking of the New York Knicks, their former head coach, I should say, stopped by and helped out at Celtics practice today. Was sharing a couple of pointers, was going through some things that the Knicks and the Celtics had, going on back in the postseason, and was just basically trying to help the Celtics get ready here for the upcoming campaign. And Jaylen Brown had a series of comments about how Thibodeau was at practice and how what he was able to do helping the C's here get prepped. He said that was awesome having Tibbs. Obviously, they eliminated us last year, so him being able to kind of give us some of the thoughts that he saw in the series and some of the stuff that they broke down in our personnel or even our team helps us grow and learn from that. To have Tibbs here at our practice explaining some of the things that he saw that helped beat us only helps me get better, only helps us get better, so I value that. He was breaking down some film and stuff like that, talking to Joe from a team perspective, from a top-down perspective, like what he wanted to do with me and Jason or what he wanted to do with when the ball was in my hands. It allows you to grow. If you're humble and enough to listen, then it'll allow you to grow. I mean, look, I love this. I love that Tom Thibodeau was a part of practice, and Tom Thibodeau basically explained to the Jays, Tatum and Brown both, how to beat them. What were their tendencies? What were the Knicks looking for in certain half-court scenarios to try to get them off course and play out of structure and stuff like that. Like they were pretty good at stifling those two for big stretches during that Knicks series, and I love that the Celtics have the guy who was running the show when that all went down in to kind of give them the pointers and help them evolve past those downfalls in that series. The only thing about this all is the Knicks do have a new head coach, and they're not going to be running the same system that they did in the postseason against Boston here. So, how much can you really take away from it? I don't think it's more so like game plan and matchup stuff. It's more about the tendencies of the Celtics players and what the Knicks defense could do to kind of exploit them on that end. That's where the Celtics are going to get their worth here from Tom Thibodeau visiting practice. I thought it was awesome, and again, hoping that Jaylen Brown is able to go here for the season opener against Philly. With that being said, if you want the same thing, if you want JB to suit up and play for your season, that first opener, do so. Like the video. Manifest a good vibe. Show Jaylen Brown that we're getting behind him. We are ramping up production here as the season gets underway, and we want him to be available for it. Like the video if you want Jaylen Brown to play. Next, we're going to talk about Joe Mazzulla revealing a key starter for your Boston Celtics. This was a very uncertain-looking starting five. We kind of have a picture painted on what it might look like, and specifically down low. That in just a moment. First, though, I got to tell you guys about our sponsor, and we're welcoming back a good friend in PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid and get you up to 2,000 times your money in one lineup this basketball season because it's daily fantasy sports made easy. There's tons of daily fantasy sports apps out there like that, but I'm telling you right now, PrizePicks is the best. I've been a customer longer than they've even been a sponsor here at Chat Sports, so take it from me. PrizePicks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. If you want to pick more on Derek White points, more on Derek White rebounds, more on Derek White steals, you can do so all in the same lineup, only on PrizePicks. It's also becoming a little bit of a social event as well. You can follow other PrizePicks players directly on the app, copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on PrizePicks. I have a lineup for NBA opening week here as the Warriors and the Lakers are getting things kicked off tomorrow night. My lineup is as follows. I got Al Horford, our guy, more than 1.5 3-pointers made. It's going to be definitely bittersweet watching him in a Golden State Warriors jersey tomorrow. Brandon Pajemski, more than 12.5 points. I got DeAndre Ayton, more than 10.5 rebounds. And Steph Curry, more than half a point. That's a max discount on PrizePicks with a slash in projections by 99%. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. You watch their winnings roll in, and you guys can get some free winnings in your lineup already. For new users, if you use our promo code CLNS and play your first $5 lineup, you get $50 in lineups instantly. That's code CLNS for $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Welcome, Celtics fans, to the Neemias Queta era. It's been long speculated that Neemias Queta is going to be your starting center for the upcoming season due to the familiarity he has in the organization and losing Al Horford, losing Luke Kornet, losing Kristaps Porzingis. Everybody who you were employing at the center position for more than 15 minutes a night last year is gone. And now it's looking like it's time for Neemias Queta here as Joe Mazzulla not so subtly dropped the hints that he is going to be your starting center. Here's what he said. We're going to be hard on Neemi, and I'm really looking forward to coaching him throughout the year. But as I told him, this is what you worked your whole life for, a chance to start for the Celtics. And you see this with players that when they step into different phases of their career. It's easy to be the rookie, kind of easy to be the fourth string big, and then it's kind of easy to be the backup. And now you have to develop a mindset to deliver every night. And I think he has that. Woo! Look, Joe Mazzulla is always going to back his guys. He's always going to have confidence in his guys. But I think he's being legit here, man. This is as big of a jump that a guy could have in the NBA role-wise. Like, he wasn't even in the lineup for every game last year. Yes, he played 62 games most of his career, but he was never really a factor. Only played 13 minutes a night in 2024, 2025. And look, his best numbers of his career, for sure. But at the same time, you know, he really hasn't seen extended playing time in his entire career, his entire 4 years in the NBA. I mean, he was bouncing around the G League back and forth in Sacramento in his first deal. Then he comes to Boston and doesn't play too much during the title season. Then ends up playing a whole heck of a lot more with some injuries and stuff going on in 24-25, but still has yet to ever play, 25, 30 minutes in a ball game consistently. That's going to happen this upcoming season, and Queta is pretty excited about it. Here's what he said. I'm not trying to make a big deal of it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to start for the Celtics, and that's a big deal in itself. The main thing is keeping the same mindset I've always had. I'm just trying to help the team win. No matter if I'm starting or coming off the bench, I've got to impose my will and make my teammates better. Well, he's gotten a little bit of a taste of that responsibility over the offseason, and I think that was invaluable to have that experience of being the starting center for your home country of Portugal throughout all of EuroBasket. And I'll tell you what, guys, he was good during that EuroBasket. Wasn't always going up against the top NBA competition, but absolutely saw some NBA vets matched up against him on a game-by-game basis. If you look what he did in group play here, I mean, his opening game was absurd. I'm not saying the Czech Republic's anything crazy, but 23, 18, 6 stocks, I think 4 blocks, 2 steals in that game. Unbelievable. Then he kind of gets humbled a little bit against Nikola Jokic there. 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks against Serbia. Turkey, kind of a bounce-back game as well as against Latvia, against Kristaps Porzingis. And then Estonia wasn't really killing things on the glass there, but he was an efficient scorer down low, man. A nice around-the-rim big. He honestly extended his range a couple of times throughout this EuroBasket play as well. So could that be something that we see here in Joe Mazzulla's offense? I don't think it's going to be something with any volume, but I'm sure we could see a couple of three-point attempts from Queta at some point during this season. Look, I'll tell you as what. If the Celtics want to contend in the Eastern Conference this year, Queta's got to be legit. Like, he just has to be a good basketball player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The Celtics front court looks like one of the weakest in the NBA right now. Luka Garza's not bringing you any title. Like, Xavier Tillman, 6'7", and, I mean, you're not – is Chris Boucher going to play the 5 all the time? I don't think he wants to be like a big or feels most comfortable in that position. So Neemias Queta is going to have to play big-time minutes with big-time production. Here's how that happens from my point of view. How does Neemias Queta break out? Well, he's got to limit the foul trouble. He's one of the most foul-happy players in the National Basketball Association. So let's knock that down, and we're going to be in a better spot as far as interior defense goes. Improved floor spacing acumen. Too often, I would see, and especially more so maybe in the title season than last year, but I would see Neemias Queta just really not know where he is on the basketball court. And specifically for a Celtics team that wants to spread it out and they want to have the floor space to be able to get up high volume three-point attempts, Queta has to be conducive to that. So you got to be able to just know your surroundings a little bit more, know where you are on the court, know where you need to move on the basketball court as well. Don't stay stagnant and make sure that floor is spread out. Now, another thing he has to do is just refine his kickout game. I think we need to stop necessarily thinking that just because you got the offensive rebound or something like that, or got the ball down low, that you have to go up with it. The main goal for the Celtics, I mean, the main goal is always to score baskets, but like with how the Celtics want to do that is open shooters. And when Queta is down low and he gets the ball up top and the defense is collapsing, his first read has to be, boom, kick out, open shooter on the outside. Where's Sam Hauser? Where's Jaylen Brown? Where's Anthony Simons? Where's Derek White? Where's Pritchard? He's got to know those types of things. So that's got to be refined this season as well. Catch and hold onto the ball. Hands, hands, hands. Before we even think about kicking out to the open shooter, make sure we get two hands on the ball. Too often, I've seen turnovers from Neemias Queta or turnovers as a result of Neemias Queta not catching the basketball. Very, very simple. Day one stuff. Got to clean it up. And if this happens, I mean, we could be looking at one of the breakout players this season. We could be looking at a most improved player candidate here if he's able to hit a 15-footer or two. Can he step out to the free throw line and hit a jumper, elbow jumper? I mean, if that's there, what if he gets a little push shot? What if Tom Thibodeau was giving that little Isaiah Hartenstein push shot when he was helping at practice? If you can develop those types of offensive gifts, then I'm all over Neemias Queta here in the most improved player race. With that being said, what is your confidence level in Neemias Queta as the starting center? Scale it for me down in the comment section. 1 being no confidence at all. We have the worst starting center in the NBA. 100 being the most confidence. He's going to win most improved. You let me know in the comment section. Make sure you give me a follow over on Twitter at Tyler J. Smith. Going to be tweeting a whole heck of a lot more about the Celtics as the season gets underway. Cannot wait for it. That's why you subscribe as well. We'll be live on Wednesday for Celtics vs. 76ers. We'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. And as always, let's go C's.